What's up, everybody? I'm about to talk to you about my Vipassana experience. Um, for those who don't know, Vipassana is a 10-day silent retreat with 10 hours a day of meditation. And yeah, you're not allowed to speak, you're not allowed to basically do anything, not allowed to train, stretch, yoga, read, listen to music, write, nothing. You're not allowed to do nothing. Just go inside and meditate. So, the first day when I got there around 2 o'clock, um, and it was we signed in, ate some lunch, got some clothes, got our rooms, and then at like 7, I think it was, the silent retreat started, or the silence started, so we were not allowed to speak anymore to anyone. And the next day was the day it all started, basically. So the the gong or the clock or whatever timer goes off at 4, and then 4 in the morning, and then the next time 4:20. Yes, 4:20, the magical number. Um, and then 4:30 is the first like meditation. It was for 2 hours, if I'm not, yeah, 2 hours, non-stop. And then we had breakfast at like 6:30 till 7, and then from 7 till 8, no, to 7:50 we had like a break. And during that time I usually like rake leaves, or uh, yeah, I did something like cleaning, or did something, because it would go crazy if you didn't do anything. And then from like 8 till, I'm not sure about the schedule, but I think it was like this. From like 8 till like 10:30, we had meditation, and we had like two meditations, I think. So I had one for, I don't know, an hour or so, an hour and a little more, and then like a 5-minute break, and then another meditation till like 10:30, and then we had lunch from 10:30 to 11. Uh, and lunch was super delicious. The breakfast too, it was bomb. It was the bomb. Uh, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, I did my Vipassana in Anuradhapura in Sri Lanka, and it was really dope. Really, really nice area to do it in. Like we had a jungle and like different animals around, so that was really nice. And the food was, man, best food I've ever had, hands down, best food I've ever had. Um, so after lunch, we had like a 50-minute break again, from 11 till 11:50. I might be mistaken. Like maybe we had the lunch from 11:30 till 12, or it was from 10:30 to 11. I can't remember. But anyways, we had a 50-minute break, and during that time it was too hot to be outside. It was like, I don't know, plus 32, 33 degrees Celsius or something like that. Um, and the sun was, it was just blazing. So I usually, or most of us, went like to bed or something. Like I could most often not sleep, during that time, but I would just lay in my bed and like try not to melt away. Um, and then from like let's see, 10:30, 11:50, from 12 till like 5. Oh, that can't be right. Or maybe it is. I can't remember. Um, Either from 12 or from 1 o'clock, we had meditation till 5 o'clock. And like that was the most crucial time. Like that, it was the hardest time. Like we meditated for like 4 to 5 hours, um, and we did like an hour and 20 minutes maybe, and then a break of 5 minutes, and then another hour and 20 or 40 minutes maybe. I can't remember, but it was like I looked at the times at times when I did the meditation, and like I didn't know. I remember I was looking at the time. I was like, dude, I can't even remember when I started, and I don't know when we're gonna stop either. So like time just, it was just, I don't know. It was, I didn't have any conception of time, I guess. And then after tea, like we didn't have dinner, we had tea at 5. We got really good tea and like crackers, um, sometimes candy as well, and bananas, like these small ones, the super cute, super delicious ones. Man, I ate like too much of them. That was the thing they told us too, like don't eat too much because it's not gonna be good for the meditation. But man, dude, the food was too good. The bananas were too good, man. I ate like 5 bananas every day and like a bunch of crackers. And I don't know, 2 cups of tea or something. And then after that, we had that for like half an hour, maybe. And then we had meditation again till like 9, I think. No, to 7. And then from 7, we had like a discourse. From 7 to 9, we had a discourse where they would show us a video of SN Goenka talking about like the day, like what we've gone through and what we're doing, and like the whole process. Um, yeah, so that's like the schedule of one day, and then from 9 till 10 we had another meditation, the last one, and like we also got like little information about what we're gonna do the next day, and um, yeah, and then at 10 it was bedtime, night lights out, and then up again 4 in the morning the next day. So that was the schedule. Um, and like the first 3 days, you do what's called anapana, which is you focus only on your breath. When you meditate, you focus on your breath, and like this triangle right here, this area is the only thing you focus on, and your breath, and you try to silence your mind. You're not supposed to have any thoughts or whatnot. Um, a really cool thing happened to me when I did that. I can't remember which day it was, but it was one of the days when I did the anapana. I was sitting there meditating. It was super quiet in my head and everywhere, and like we're doing meditation like in a big hall, or like a, yeah, big house or whatever, and guys on one side and girls on the other side, and I'm sitting there meditating in the zone, and all of a sudden I hear a girl like kind of like moaning, and it was just when that sound wave hit me, like it was just sex thoughts, and like fucking titties, like all this shit, man. It was crazy. I was like, whoa, that little thing, that little moan made me think all these thoughts. Like, shit, this is crazy. I was just sitting there, like, amazed of like the thoughts that came from that sound. And at that point, I realized on a deeper level, like how much all the sounds and like the like colors and everything that has a vibration, or everything is have a vibration, is a vibration. Wow. Everything, like colors, sounds, smells, all these things, they have a frequency, and when that hit you, it you get thoughts, and those thoughts make you feel something, and those feelings make you think something. So it's just a loop kind of thing. And like I like to say, you're not your thoughts. You cannot, like, you shouldn't identify yourself with your thoughts, because thoughts is something you have. Like you have thoughts, so you can't be your thoughts. So don't identify yourself with your thoughts. So like imagine when you're like watching TV, or you watching or listening to the radio, or watching uh, sports, or like some kind of game, or anything, like every little sound and color and every little this and that, like they make up your thoughts. And like, you know how easy it is to, like, when you're feeling down, so you put on some good music to lift you up. It's the same thing. Like, that's basically what I'm saying, that's how it works. Like, you put on a good song, you get good thoughts, and you feel good. You have happy thoughts, you start to feel good, and that essentially goes to more good thoughts, and just looping around. So um, so yeah, that was crazy. That was really crazy to witness. And it was pretty cool too, like especially with sex thoughts, and like, yeah, dude, it was just crazy. Um, and like one other thing that was pretty cool during the Anapana was, uh, I can't remember which day this was either. It was one of the first 3 days, and like we had a like a storm outside, like a thunderstorm or whatever, and this one lightning hit so close, so like the the vibration of the fucking lightning, or the sounds, or the, I don't know what it's called, the that thing. That hit so hard. I was just sitting there meditating, and when that hit, dude, I almost flew up onto my feet, like from sitting down. I was just, whoa, shit, what the fuck? I was like that, like crazy. I was like someone like punched me, but not punch me, like some, like I don't know how to explain it, man. It was too weird, like too crazy. Like my whole body vibrated, and like I was one with the kind of thing. It was, whoa, yeah, it was pretty fucking cool. And then um, so the first 3 days is Anapana, where you focus on your breath, your breathing. For me, that was kind of easy because the meditation I do uh, at home and have practiced for a couple of years, and actually the meditation that I first learned was to just focus on my breath. Like that was the easiest thing for me to do. I tried with mantras and I tried with all these things, but the easiest thing was to just focus on the breath. And when a thought came, you just go back to your breath and only focus on your breathing. So uh every like what is it called? uh every like impulse you get, like you get a thought, or let's say you're doing a mantra, you're meditating with a mantra, and then the mantra, you start like thinking, and then you try to go back to your mantra, and you don't know what the mantra was, and now you start thinking about this and blah 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 blah. That's why I didn't like that. So that's why I learned this kind of meditation at first, because it was the easiest one. You just focus on your breath. When you start thinking and you notice you're following your thoughts, just come back to your breathing and you're all good. So that was pretty easy. Day 4 is when the Vipassana starts. And like I had a hard time with this, like a really hard time, because on one of the days, one of the first days of the Vipassana, I think it was, we listened, like I said, we had this discourse when we watched a video and listened to Goenka speak about the day. And where we did that was like in a building with no windows, or like it was just open. So you had insects coming, flying in and out and whatever. That was not the problem. The problem was that we were surrounded by jungle, and trying to listen to someone speak when the jungle is screaming. All the fucking animals in the jungle are saying something, and now you're trying to watch a TV without subtitles, and you're not allowed to sit like in front of the TV. You have to sit in like lines and in the back, and we couldn't hear shit. Like we couldn't hear what he was saying and what he was teaching. We had a problem with that, because then the next day we tried to understand what we were supposed to do, and the teacher, he didn't speak that much English, so it was just, I don't know, it was hard to understand, and he couldn't understand me, and some of the others, and I couldn't understand him. He couldn't help me when I had some questions. And you're allowed to speak to the teacher like during certain times of the day. You can ask questions and stuff, and some of us tried to do that, but we couldn't get answers. It was bullshit. In my opinion, I think that they should have at least someone who could speak English, or I don't know, yeah, someone who could speak English to all the foreign people who came there to do the Vipassana. Um, anyways, that discourse thing, we couldn't hear what he was saying. So like the next day, we tried to listen to him. We didn't see the video. We got like a tape recorder or a yeah not like a boombox with a CD and tried to listen to him. But that was pretty hard too. There was one of the discs that didn't read, or like it read like half of it. So we heard half of the lection, and then we can listen to anything else. And I had a lot of questions about like pain, because you're supposed to sit 10 days or 10 hours a day for 10 days. You're supposed to sit during the meditation. They want you to sit in the same place, in the same position, the whole meditation. Like that's the best result. If you do that, you get the best result. So I'm sitting there and I have a hard time sitting cross-legged, and I cannot sit in lotus and all these other super positions. So I'm trying to sit there in cross-legged position, and my knees start to fucking hurt like a bitch. And I'm just sitting there, like people had told me like you're gonna feel pain, but just sit through it. So I was like thinking to myself, when I was meditating, like, this pain, is this the pain that they're talking about, or is this pain, like, am I actually hurting myself, because one of my friends, he like broke his meniscus from sitting cross-legged, or like he cracked it when he got into the position of cross-legged position, and then he like broke it like in bits when he did like yoga. But the first like crack came from sitting cross-legged. So I was thinking about that, like, shit, am I hurting myself? Am I actually hurting myself right now? Like, am I cutting off blood from my knee, or because I couldn't feel my legs. So I'm sitting there and I was like, man, I'm just gonna sit through it. It's gonna leave, like the pain is gonna leave. But nah, man, that shit hurt, and I'm sitting there, like I gotta move, like I gotta move. So like I have to lift my legs with my arms because I can't move them. And then I'm just sitting there like, shit, this fucking hurts. And then when the meditation was over, I think I sat for like 40 minutes, 50 minutes or something like that. And then when the meditation was over, like I could barely walk. Like I was limping. Like the rest of the day I was limping. And I had to have like an umbrella as a little, like a crutch. So it was, yeah, that was weird. And that, like, when I asked the teacher about that, like, is that the pain? Am I supposed to feel this kind of pain, or is it some else kind of pain that I'm supposed to feel? And he could not answer that. He was like, I don't know. He's like, you just gotta sit, and like, I can't remember what he said, but he didn't really understand what I was talking about, I think, and yeah, he couldn't answer question. That made me very frustrated and angry. Not just that question, but I had a lot of questions during the Vipassana, during the whole week. I had like multiple questions that he couldn't answer. So like I got so frustrated because coming in there, I had like my expectations was so high. Like I was thinking that this is gonna solve everything, all my problems. Like this is the shit, and when he couldn't answer my questions and I didn't know if I was doing right or wrong, or then I just got frustrated because it was like, man, am I fucking up my time here? Is, all these, questions came to me, and I was just mad, mad, mad. And I think that was one of the things from the meditation too, like just sitting there for 10 hours every day and, try not to react to any sensation in the body, not even itching, you know? You're just supposed to sit there. And like during the Vipassana, after the fourth day, or like the fourth day till the 10th day, you body scan. That's all you do. You body scan. And with that, it's like you focus on top of your head, and then you go down to like your forehead, your eyebrows, your eyes, and you feel like every muscle and everything you can. You focus on that for a little bit, and doing that, you go from your head to your toes, and from your toes up to your head, and down again, up again, down again, up again. Do that for 10 hours a day for 10 days, man. Shoot me, like for real. Like that was that was fucked up. I got so bored. It was crazy, and like my Vipassana was not the best. I'm kind of I'm hard on myself, but I feel kind of like a failure because I started speaking. Like we broke the silence, me and two other dudes. We broke the silence on like, I don't know, the fourth or the fifth day or something like that, because of the teacher. He couldn't answer our questions, so we started talking to each other, trying to figure out if we were doing right or wrong or whatever, you know. And it was, yeah. So we had like we were sitting after like bedtime, like after 10 o'clock. We would stay up and we would wait till everyone went to bed, and we would sit outside and just talk about life and talk about, our meditations and everything like this. We had our own therapy, kind of. And it was good. I mean, it was good, I think. Uh, I do want to know how it is to do it, like to not speak for 10 days though. Like that's something I would like. Next time I do it, because I'm gonna do it one more time, at least one more time. Uh, then I'm gonna do it somewhere where I can speak the same language, or English, Swedish or English, and I'm gonna do the silence. Like I'm not gonna break the silence this time, and I'm gonna do everything accordingly, like how you're supposed to do it. No shortcuts. Um, but yeah, like I had a hard time with that, and like the pain in the body. Like I didn't know that there's different kinds of pain, and like that those pains can be connected to like your elements, like different elements, like and sensations and memories and all this shit. Like I didn't know. Like this is something I learned afterwards. Like there was one thing that happened to me a lot of times. I was sitting meditating, and this pain just starts coming, and I noticed this pain is different. This pain is different, but it hurt a lot, and I started to sweat. I got really hot, my whole body really hot. I was just sitting there trying to meditate, sweating like crazy, and it hurts. And then, I, like my psyche or my mentality or whatever was too weak, so like the voices told me to, dude, you like this pain is too much, like change position. So like I changed position, and when that happened, or when I did that, like the sweating and like the heat in my body just went away. I got cold. I was like, huh. I didn't think about it too much, but like afterwards I learned that if you sit in if you sit in a position and it hurts and you start to sweat and everything, it's usually connected to the fire element. And the fire element is connected to anger, frustration, uh, like depression, I think, and like, you know, like just fire stuff. Like, yeah, and like anger is connected to fire. That's like, I feel like it says itself. Like, when you're angry, you're like fire. You're like, ah. So like that, if I would know that, then I would sit there and I'm like, oh shit, I'm sweating. Okay, so now I'm processing something, like some anger issue I have or something like that. Uh, but I probably made it more worse than it was. Um, let's see. Some of the days, you know, the meditation got the best of me. I could sit there and be like, there was one dude who was sitting beside me, and he was like, he was doing something with his nails, and it sounded like he was sitting with a pen, like this. And man, that was annoying. Fuck me, that was annoying. And I was sitting there trying to meditate, and all I hear is that clicking sound. I was like, man, what the fuck? I didn't say anything, but I was looking at him like giving him the like the mad eye, like, and like thinking that maybe I can, you know, telekinesis to him. So he's like feeling that I'm looking at him and giving him the angry eye. You know, he didn't flinch. He didn't do anything. He just clicking or doing with his nails, whatever he did. So I started doing this in front of his face. He didn't flinch. He didn't do anything. He just kept on going. So I was like, this motherfucker is ruining my meditation. Now I'm about to ruin his. So I was like gonna do a clap in front of his face. But then just before I was just, oh wait. Like if I do this, everyone's gonna notice. And I'm gonna, like, that's not what I want to do. I don't want to break everyone's meditation. I don't want to ruin the meditation for everyone. Like we all have our own journey. So like don't think about other people. That like it hit me there. Like, man, if he's gonna do that clicking sound, man, fine. Do that shit. I shouldn't let that, you know, fuck me up. You know what I'm saying? So I got back into the meditation, and it was all good. And like some things were really fucking cool, like really cool. One thing, I was walking back to my room from lunch. I think it was lunch, and it was like the first, second, or the third day. It was during the Anapana. And I'm walking back, and like it was so amazing what they had done at the retreat. It was like you had like walkways, and on the sides they had plants, and they were growing like I don't know what that is called, but like an arch, kind of like this, and it's just plants. So it's like a long tunnel, plants and flowers and stuff. And you walking in that tunnel, and then a peacock comes, and it's me and the peacock, and I'm like, holy fuck, this is the first time. No, not the first time, but like the first time I see a peacock in this kind of environment or in this kind of sense, you know, I'm just there and he's just there and I'm walking really slowly on the walkway and he's walking towards me. I'm like, holy shit, this guy is not scared of me, nothing, you know. He's just walking there, I'm walking here. So I was started to think like if we, you know, pass each other, that's gonna be one of the biggest things in my life. Like just walking by a peacock without, you know, doing anything. You know, imagine if you could do that. Like how cool would that be? So like I'm walking and he's walking closer and closer and then about 2 meters, like I had him 2 meters in front of me. He take a left turn and he goes through the like the wall or the yeah, the plants and the flowers out on like a rice field or whatever it was. I was like, damn, almost, you know. But I was so thankful to see the peacock that close and you know just be around the animals there. You know, we had a tree uh, pretty close to the house where we lived, and like the house where we lived, it was 5 rooms, 5 rooms, and it was all foreigners. Um, and like let's say this is the house, and like here is a tree, so like a big tree, and then there was trees. So like the monkey, like we had monkeys there walking on the trees and the telephone poles and like whatever it was, like they were walking, you know, hanging out around us, and like the peacocks were there. It was so dope. It was so dope. But then, like one day, like 2 days before my 30th birthday, my 30th birthday was in there. That was pretty crazy. I don't know why I did that, but um, anyways, 2 days before the birthday, my or the all the animals just disappeared, or the peacocks and the monkeys they just took off. You know, I think it was after that thunderstorm. I think it was after that, um, and they just went off, and you know, for 2 days I was walking and like, man, where's all the fucking animals? Like on my birthday, all I wanted to see was monkeys. I would just like that was one of the coolest things to just stay or stand there and look up at the tree and look at the monkeys and like just admire them, how they walk, how they move, like how easily they move around and like swing from tree to tree and like branch to branch. And like on my birthday, I was like, man, give me something. I want something like, please, the universe, like, give me a birthday present, please. Because my meditations weren't, you know, I thought I would have like a super crazy revolutionary meditation, but nah, that didn't happen either. um, so like, I'm thinking about that so much. And then the day after my birthday, I'm uh, I'm at we had lunch, and I walk back from lunch to my room, and outside the room there's one of the guys that broke the silence with me, uh, and he's sitting there chilling. You know, we have lunch, we have the lunch break, sitting there chilling, um, and I come there and I tell him like, man, where's all the monkeys? Where's all the animals? Like, I haven't seen an animal in so long. Like, where are they? Like, Yesterday was my birthday. I wanted to see something, but I didn't see anyone, you know. And he's like, yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know. And then we sat there and spoke a little bit. And then, like, during that day, there were so many butterflies. And I was just looking at the butterflies, admiring them, you know. And then I was sitting there with him, talking, and this butterfly, like this big one, comes and he sits on my finger. And both me and him's like, oh shit, like, don't move, don't move. And like we're just looking at the butterfly, you know. And then it takes off, flies away. I was like, whoa, that was sick. And he's like, yeah, that was sick. And then he walks into his room. And I'm like, I don't feel like going to bed. You know, it's really hot, but I'm gonna sit here in the shade and, you know, just look at the butterflies. And then the same butterfly comes back and it sits on my forehead. And I'm like, whoa. And this thought came into mind, like, I'm the chosen one, I'm the chosen one, I'm the chosen one. And I was like, chosen one? Like, what am I chosen for? Like, what do you mean chosen? Like, doesn't matter, I'm just the chosen one. Like, this butterfly came and sat here, I'm the chosen one. I was like, this is sick. And the guy flew away again, and I'm sitting there just watching the butterflies. And then I start walk around. I see a new, like, a lizard, and like I try to look into the jungle and try to see, like, monkeys or any sign of monkeys, basically. Nothing. I see like two squirrels, I think, like big ones, not those small ones, like big ones. And yeah, so I'm like, all right, it is what it is, man. Like, I want to travel more. I started thinking, like, I want to go to South Africa, and, you know, to, like, the savannah, and look at, you know, all the animals, like elephants, leopards, lions. You know, I want to see these things in real life, not in like a circus or like in a zoo or anything like that. I want to see them in their habitat. You know what I'm saying? And then I went in to my room, and then the break was over. We did the meditation, and then, like, I went. We had tea, and when I come back from tea, I walk on the walkway. I see the sun. The sun is going down, and it's a beautiful sunset. And I just stands there, and I'm like, shit, this is beautiful. I'm so thankful for for being able to see this sunset, like all these colors, everything. Like, it feels so good. Like, I'm so thankful for it. And then I get to the house, or the yeah, to my room, and, like, I think three other guys are standing out there, and they're all looking at the sunset. And then I go into my room, and I don't know, 10 minutes later, one of the guys, the guy who I spoke to during the lunch break outside the room, he's like, Kevin, monkeys, monkeys. I was like, what? Holy shit. I ran outside, and there they were, monkeys everywhere, like so many monkeys climbing the trees and everything. And we standing there looking at them, admiring them. And then all of a sudden, like, and this peacock just lands on top of my roof, on top, like, like the house we lived in was like, looked like a block, you know. It was room, and, like, it landed on my roof, like on my side, like above my door, on my roof, and it was just standing there. like super cool. Like I was like, holy shit. And I'm looking at it, and the same guy, he's like, yo, Kevin. I was like, what? He's like, um, be careful what you wish for, because you will get it. I was like, yep, yep. Like, it was so intense. Like, it was so cool. Like, he was just standing there, like, amazing. Like, this amazing, beautiful bird is just standing there on my roof, and I've been wanting to see it. And, it was just mind blowing, and like that feeling, the next meditation after that, I just, I didn't body scan, I tell you that much. I went with my thoughts. Like, where is this gonna take me? And I was thinking about the peacocks, I was thinking about like tattoos. I wanted to get a tattoo with this memory. Like, I have this image in my head that I want to make a tattoo of, and it's the monkeys, it's the peacock on the roof, and like so much incorporated. And yeah, dude, that was like a crazy thing, like a crazy thing. One other thing that was pretty fucking intense too. I can't remember if this was on the Vipassana or the Anapana, but this was kind of like the thing where I got the uh, the moaning thing and all the thoughts from that, because we all had to wear white, like all our clothes were white, and we were not allowed to have any colors because colors make an impact on you. And sure enough, we all witnessed that, or at least I witnessed it. I reacted to it, and it was we were sitting eating lunch, and this dude walks in, where I don't know if he worked there or if he owns the whole place or whatever he was. But he came in with black pants, like suit pants, and then like a dark red or wine red shirt, like button up shirt, a gold chain, a gold watch, a silver belt buckle, and it was just screaming dominance. And like that was so cool to see as well. Like, he came in and those colors, it was just dominance. It's like Queen of Spades, or like the, what's her name, the one from the 101 dogs, what are they called, uh, the white and black dogs with dots on them, the Cruella de Vil, or whatever her name is. Like, she had black and white and dark red lipstick, and that dark red, it's like really powerful. It's not love. Like, lighter red can be love, and like you can feel warmth from that color. But black, white, and that dark red, that's dominance. Like, that's, if you want to feel dominance, wear those kind of clothes. And yeah, that was cool to see too. Like I said, colors, sounds, smells, tastes, all these things, when they hit you, they create a thought inside of you. That thought makes you feel something, and that feeling make you think something. And then that thought makes you feel something, and that feeling makes you think something, and that thought makes you feel something, and it goes on and 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 on. Every cause has an effect, and every effect has its cause. And this is like, if you want to learn about yourself, I suggest you learn these things. Like these are basic things. And yeah, back to the Vipassana, like that was crazy, you know. It was cool to see, it was crazy, nice to see. Trying to figure out if something else. Yeah, there was one other cool thing. There was a dog there, and in Sri Lanka there's stray dogs everywhere, like in most of the places in Asia. But the stray dog we had there, he was so dope. Like one of the days he came and like we were, I think it was, yeah, we had the lunch break and everyone was laying in their room trying to cool down because it was so hot outside. This dog comes and like when they hit the bell, when the break is over and it's time to meditate, the dog came and started barking outside our house like, come on guys, it's time to go. And he waited till everyone came out and then he walked with the last one to the meditation hall. And then we went in to meditate. He lay down. uh, After the meditation we came out, he was laying in the same place. He was just chilling, man, chilling hard. So that was pretty cool to see. Like even the animals enjoyed it. Like it was really nice. One other cool thing like that I noticed, like when you are wrapped up in things, you tend to miss out on like the small things and appreciate the small things in life. One thing that happened to me, or not to me, but for me, was I had a dead gecko in my room. And it's about this big, a little lizard, a gecko. And I shoved him outside and I left him there. Because I noticed a lot of ants had come to eat him or whatever, pick him apart. And so I left him outside and you know, during that day when I did that, like, you know, throughout the day I got to see like a whole ant colony, you know, the whole train coming to the gecko, pick out a little piece from him and then go back. And like I saw that, I sometimes I would just sit there and watch it, you know. And the next day, the next day in the morning when I wake up, I look at the gecko to see if there's something left of him. The only thing is that's left is like the skull, like like the upper part of the skull. Like even the cheekbone is gone. Like just the upper part, the upper skull. That was the only thing left from a whole gecko. Like that was crazy, man. Like that's like life, like evolution shit. That was so cool. And you know, that's something that you don't see every day. And that's something you tend to miss out on if you're everywhere. You look everywhere, you know. You're not centered, you're not, at peace with yourself, you're not in a calm state. So, yeah. And then the Vipassana as well, it doesn't cost money, it's by donation, so you can donate whatever you like afterwards. And I recommend it to everyone. Like, I thought it was really cool, really dope, really helpful, really cool experience. We have it in most of the parts of the world. I know in the northern part of or Scandinavia, Sweden is the only one that has it. Um, as of now, I think, at least. I don't. Yeah. Last time I checked, it was only Sweden and Scandinavia who had it. But then, in India and these places there are many centers like this. And I noticed from talking to other people who's done it, who have done the Vipassana, I noticed that the rules are not the same in every, or the rules are the same, but they're not strict as in other places, you know. A lot of times you get to do the meditations by yourself in your room. We were not allowed to do that. You could ask for it and you probably would be able to do it, or yeah, but they told us to always do the meditation in the meditation hall. um, so we did that. The food, so amazing. I can't stress enough how good the meditation was. Or the meditation, the food was amazing. The food was amazing. The meditation was amazing too, but not as amazing. I had some really cool, you know, epiphanies, maybe, if that's the right word. I don't know. That like I or realizations maybe came to me when I was meditating, which was really cool. And that was when I didn't do what I should do. You know, like I said, you were supposed to body scan, but that was too boring for me. So I started going off with the thoughts sometimes, and you know, following the thoughts to see where they took me, and they took me to crazy places, and a lot of times it was like revolutionary. Like I a lot of energy stored in like in, a lot of energy is stored in your body, and a lot of, or every emotion has a connection to energy, you know. So like some of the meditations I did, I went with the thoughts, and to see where they took them, and they took me, like sometimes they showed me like memories that I took for granted or didn't remember, you know. Like one thing that was really cool for me was I had this I've had this um not vision, but like I've been thinking that mom has made like a lot of my problems comes from my mom, and how I was raised and what she didn't do with me, and you know, all this shit. Like I blamed her for a lot of things. And one day I just went with the thoughts, and I got to see all the good things that my mom has done for me throughout my life. And being able to see that and remember all these things was like, man, my mom is the fucking best in the world. Like, if I'm gonna blame her for all this stupid shit, I have to blame her for all the good shit as well. Because without her, I wouldn't be who I am today. And yeah, it was really powerful, really nice, really cool, and I'm very thankful for that. One other thing that like I did a lot of um, um, thinking. Like I went with the thoughts a lot of times during the meditation, and you know I wanted to get a tattoo, so I got three, but I don't know if you can see them. Anyways, this one, it says give, and this one says thanks, give thanks. And this was a like a thing too. Like one of my friends, she's a tattoo artist, and this tattoo came into my mind when I was doing the meditation, and like there was no one else in the world that I wanted to give me this tattoo or tattoos. Like no one else. Like I had the opportunity to give thanks from another dude, but nah. Like it was my friend Alex. She was the one who was gonna do this tattoo. And that was pretty cool too. Like to be that certain, and it was my second tattoo. I only got three. But anyways, that doesn't have to do, or doesn't have anything to do with the Vipassana. But yeah, if you're gonna do a Vipassana, make sure you do something during your breaks, because otherwise you can get fucking crazy, like mad. You know, like there was one day I didn't rake during that first uh, break we had in the morning, and that day was horrific. Like it was, I remember, like at that day I was like, dude, I cannot miss raking. I have to do something. I have to do something, because you're not allowed to do anything else but sit and meditate. Like you're not supposed to, you're not allowed to stretch your arms and do like this, and you're not allowed to even do that. You know what I'm saying? But you know, me, I'm just me, and I guess I have a hard time following rules and stuff. So I was shadow boxing some of the days, just out of like frustration. I was so mad. So I was just needed to get my energy out of my body, so I could do shadow boxing, or I would go around the corner, pump some push-ups, and you know, I sometimes I had to do something. But there was one guy, he like stretched, and people came, like the volunteers came, like, shh, no, don't, no stretching, no stretching. He's like, what? No stretching, no stretching. You're not allowed to stretch. You're not allowed to do anything. Another thing that I didn't like with the Anuradhapura Vipassana was that, everyone sits on the floor, but the guy, the teacher, he was like sitting on like a table, like above everyone. So he was always looking down at you, and you were always looking up at him if you were talking to each other. And that, gave the feeling of like you're the master, I'm just someone, we're not equal. And that was, I didn't like that. That was not leadership. That was more, it felt more like a cult thing, And the same thing was, he like when we were eating, he had his own table that was higher, and his own chair which was also higher than ours. And he had, like, the volunteers came with food to him, put on his table, like small bowls with everything, and he would just come, sit, and pick what food he wanted, eat it, and then just leave. But we had our little, the same table and share every day, the same plate and glasses and everything, cutlery and whatever. And we had to, take that, go get food, eat it, and then go wash it off, and then put it back. Um, I don't have a problem with that. I just have a problem with him not doing that. Like, in my opinion, if you're a leader, you do the same thing that the students are doing, but you do it better. You show them how it's supposed to be. You're not thinking or making the sense of it feeling like you're better than anyone else, or you're on top of the game, or anything like that. Nah, fuck that. That's just me. We're all different. So yeah. anyways, this is my story. If you have questions, just ask, just type them in the comment section, or write to me, or ask me if you see me, and I will happily talk to you about it. And I hope all of you have a great day, and amazing new year. 2019 is here. Let's fucking get it. You know what I'm saying? Peace and love in the whole world.